All right, I'm just gonna do it. All right. Hi, guys. It's been a while. And you guys are probably very confused about my behavior, honestly, for the last 4 years. People who know me in real life, I'm sure they have their questions. People who know me just from Instagram have their questions. And I'm not going to answer really any of them. But I am going to give more information. Not information, but I think, how do I want to say this? The world is so afraid right now. There's a lot of fear. Now, I was diagnosed with PTSD in 2012. I know. Fear is insidious. It creeps into everything, and it creeps into everyone, and it creeps into everywhere. And it's a line of code that shows up in our brain and makes it impossible to do other things. I'm just going to leave it at that. And that fear makes us want certainty so bad, because if we could get that certainty, well, I don't need to over explain that. So there's a couple of things. There's something I want to read you today, and I should have been more concise about this. I should have gone off of notes instead of just going off of my brain, but no. I want to read you something today and just give you a really quick piece of advice. I think that, and this is like, I'm talking to people worldwide right now, so I understand I'm going to come at you a certain way and it might be confusing. You'll understand in a second. I just want you to hear me out. You were born within a certain framework, in an environment, with a family. There's framework provided around you. Oftentimes there's a religion that comes with that. And that framework provides you your reality, your perspective. Now, reality has gotten very, very weird lately. And oftentimes our experience within reality, not oftentimes, all the time, our experience within reality perpetuates more reality. And it can get really confusing. How do I wrap this up? Going forward, when you're confused and you don't know what decision to make, your discernment within your framework, your specific framework, your discernment and ability to find goodness is what matters. Now, I come from a certain background, that I have a certain master that I can look up to. Now, I've been very clear that I'm a lapsed Roman Catholic. I haven't followed a religion in a very long time, and I won't. But wow, Jesus was a really, really inspiring man who had a lot of amazing things to say. So there's just a couple of hints I want to give you. When you're confused and when you don't know what to do, no matter what it triggers in you, I want you to think to yourself, what would Jesus do? No matter how much you're like, oh, I get it. I know. That's all extra lines of code that don't matter. What would he do? What would he do? And then make that decision within your framework. That's my tip. Now I'm gonna read you something, but I wanna take a break first. So I'm gonna, maybe I'll do second post, yeah. Oh, hey, you're still here. I realize now that I talked too long and I need to make myself a YouTube channel. So keep watching, because in a few seconds, I'm going to start reading that thing that I said that I was going to read. Because I have just, thank you. It happened one day near December's end. 2 neighbors called on an old friend. They found his shop so meager and lean, made gay with 1,000 bows of green. And Conrad was sitting with face ashine, when suddenly stopped as he stitched a twine, and he said, "Old friends, at dawn today, when the cock was crowing the night away, the Lord appeared in a dream to me and said, I'm coming your guest to be. So I've been busy with feet astir, strewing my shop with branches of fir. The table is spread and the kettle is shined, and over the rafters the holly is twined. Now I'll wait for my Lord to appear and listen closely so I will hear his step as he nears my humble place, and I'll open the door and look on his face. So his friends went home and left Conrad alone, for this is the happiest day he had known, and long since his family had passed away, and Conrad had spent many a sad Christmas day. But he knew with the Lord as his Christmas guest, this Christmas would be the dearest and best. So he listened with only joy in his heart, and with every sound he would rise with a start and look for the Lord to be at his door, like the vision he had had a few hours before. So he ran to the window after hearing a sound, but all he could see on the snow-covered ground was a shabby beggar whose shoes were torn, and all of his clothes were ragged and worn. But Conrad was touched, and he went to the door, and he said, your feet must be frozen and sore. I have some shoes in my shop for you, and a coat that can keep you warmer too. So with a grateful heart, the man went away. But Conrad noticed the time of day, and he wondered what made the Lord so late, and how much longer he'd have to wait. But he heard a knock, and he ran to the door. But it was only a stranger once more, a bent old lady with a shawl of black, with a bundle of kindling piled on her back. She asked only, the crows are outside. She asked only for a place to rest, but that was reserved for Conrad's great guest. But her voice seemed to plead, please don't send me away. Let me rest for a while on Christmas Day. So Conrad brewed her a steaming cup and told her to sit at the table and sup. But after she left, he was filled with dismay, for he saw that the hours were slipping away, and the Lord hadn't come as he said he would. Then Conrad felt sure he had misunderstood. When out of the stillness he heard a cry, please help me and tell me, where am I? So again he opened his friendly door and stood disappointed, as twice before. It was only a child who had wandered away and was lost from her family on Christmas Day. Again, Conrad's heart was heavy and sad, but he knew he should make the little girl glad. So he called her in and wiped her tears and quieted all of her childish fears. But then he led her back to her home once more, and as he entered his own darkened door, he knew the Lord was not coming today, for the hours of Christmas had passed away. So he went to his room and he knelt down to pray, and he said, Dear Lord, why did you delay? What kept you from coming to call on me? For I wanted so much your face to see. When soft in the silence, a voice he heard, Lift up your head, for I have kept my word. 3 times my shadow crossed your floor, and 3 times I came to your lonely door. I was the beggar with bruised cold feet, and I was the woman you gave something to eat. I was the child on the homeless street. 3 times I knocked, and 3 times I came in, and each time I found the warmth of a friend. Of all of the gifts, love is the best, and I am honored to be your Christmas guest.